Have you ever wondered where the fear of poisoned Halloween candy actually came from? For decades, the story people believed was simple. Somewhere, a deranged neighbor had handed out candy laced with poison to unsuspecting children. But the real story behind that panic began on Halloween night in 1974 in the quiet suburb of Deer Park, Texas. 8-year-old Timothy O'Brien was out trick-or-treating with his father, Ronald Clark O'Brien, his younger sister, and several neighborhood children. At one house, the porch lights were off and no one answered the door. The group continued walking, but later, Ronald caught up with them carrying 5 large pixie sticks, long plastic tubes filled with powdered sugar candy. He told the children that someone from the dark house had eventually answered and handed them out. Later that night, back at home, Timothy chose one of those pixie sticks. The moment he tasted the candy, he said it tasted bitter. His father gave him Kool-Aid to wash the taste away, but within seconds, the boy began convulsing and vomiting. Less than an hour later, Timothy was dead. Tests revealed that the pixie sticks had been laced with potassium cyanide. Investigators believed that a stranger in the neighborhood had distributed poisoned Halloween candy. But as police began examining the case more closely, things started to unravel. Detectives learned that Timothy's father had recently taken out multiple life insurance policies on his children. At the same time, Ronald O'Brien was facing serious financial trouble. He had accumulated more than $100,000 in debt and was reportedly struggling to keep his job and his home. Then investigators discovered something even more suspicious. The morning after Timothy's death, Ronald O'Brien called the insurance company to ask how to collect the payout from his son's policy. As detectives dug deeper, they learned that in the weeks before Halloween, he had been asking acquaintances where he could obtain cyanide and how much it would take to kill someone. Police concluded that Ronald O'Brien himself had prepared the pixie sticks, filling them with cyanide and stapling them closed before handing them to the children during trick-or-treating. In 1975, a Texas jury convicted Ronald O'Brien of murdering his 8-year-old son. Even after the conviction, O'Brien continued to insist that he was innocent, claiming that Timothy had been poisoned by an unknown deranged neighbor. In 1984, Ronald O'Brien was executed by lethal injection in Texas. Halloween was never quite the same again, and the case that created that fear wasn't about a neighbor poisoning Halloween candy. It was a reminder that sometimes the real danger is much closer to home.